close to 1,000 subscribers, which is so crazy to me. Like, this is just like my little heartfelt project of stuff that I really enjoy. I really enjoy Reddit story videos and podcasts and stuff. So I'm super excited that I can share this passion with you guys and get to discuss these fun stories. So thank you for being here, thank you for supporting me. The next thing I wanted to say is I've asked you guys if you prefer these videos to be crisp, clean whispers, or if you guys would like me to include some mic scratching in these videos. And in the last community post we kind of decided that I will be doing double uploads. One will have a mic scratching overlay and the other one will be pure whispers. So whatever would be your preference, check out the title of this video to make sure you're on the correct video. If there is mic scratching in the title and you want mic scratching, you're on the perfect video. If you prefer normal pure whispers, make sure it doesn't say mic scratching in the title, then you're on the correct video. They should both be uploaded at the exact same time, hopefully, crossing my fingers. So I'm hoping that works out. Let me know if I can make any adjustments or changes, probably particularly for the mic scratching edit video, if you'd like it a bit different, what you prefer, etc. I'd love to hear your feedback. Alright, but I have one more thing to say before we jump right in, and that is I am a little bit sorry for my scratchy throat. I don't know, I constantly get sick, and I currently have the weirdest like inflamed tonsils, and they hurt a lot. Okay, so it's a bit scratchy, and I need to drink a lot, which is why I have a Red Bull here. This is like the tropical yellow edition one. It's like the fancy summer drinks, but yeah. Oh, before I forget, actually, another real quick little PSA, because I've seen some comments under some of the videos, you know, where I get like comments about me not knowing certain words or something. I do just want to remind everyone that I am German and English is my second language. Even though I guess I speak it quite decently, I do not know every single word, and I only know a lot of words out of context. So like, I don't know, I usually don't maybe know the exact translation or meaning of a single word. I only know the context. I only know it from context, not because I learned it or something. So forgive me if I sometimes don't know certain words or maybe misinterpret some things. And it's usually because I didn't quite understand the word itself. So I'm always happy if you guys give me constructive criticism, but keep it simple, please. Yeah, especially if it's like crazy words. I don't like if you wouldn't have learned it at school, you know, like, but I definitely don't know it, you know. Okay, but let's get going with this video. I picked out a few stories that I want to get through, so this might be longer than usual or shorter. I don't know yet. But we're doing bridezillas again, and like wedding and bridezilla content. Again, I did a poll and you guys love these videos, so we're doing bridezillas. So grab a drink, get cozy, and we are going to get started. Okay friends, the first story was posted 3 months ago from No Team 305 and it is called Am I asshole for wearing my wedding ring to my sister's wedding against her wishes and hijacking her night. My sister, 29 female, got married last Sunday. The ceremony was beautiful and I enjoyed myself as much as someone who is famously not a wedding guy could. The dramatics were not quite as enjoyable. I, 27 male, hadn't seen my family in a few months, and we've only had a handful of phone calls over the course of those months. It's never on purpose that I pull one of these disappearing acts. It's mostly out of habit. I've been fiercely independent for the most of my life, and I get easily caught up in whatever I'm doing at the time, and that makes it hard for me to remember to keep those not in my direct line of sight in the loop. My mother's the same way. It's also nice visiting around times when big events like this are going on, as my mom is prone to hovering when I'm home, and this takes some of the spotlight off me. I had been in Ireland around 8 months prior to flying in last Thursday. I was originally there to spend 2 weeks with my best friend who, thanks to the I cannot pronounce this word, aforementioned one-track mindness I possess. Okay. I had unfortunately grown apart from within recent years. Ours was a friendship that had started since we were 14 and was one of the most important relationships in my life for over a decade, and I wanted to put more effort into it so I didn't lose it. He was spending time overseas as to reconnect with his heritage since his father's passing. I was already travelling and my stay obviously turned out to be a lot longer than 2 weeks. It also turned into us getting married. Funny how life works out. About 2 weeks before our trip in the States, for my sister's wedding, I sent out a mass email to close family letting them know me and my husband were married. I wanted to assuage any possibility of us stealing any thunder right from the get-go. My mum replied that she was hurt that she wasn't told sooner or allowed to be there, which I understood. It seemed her mood flipped by the time we had met in person, however. Rehearsal dinner was on Friday, and that was where we all met up for the first time. My mum was overjoyed to see me and my partner and spent a large part of the night telling stories about how she had always predicted there was something different about my friendship with him compared to the others I was close with in high school. It was a very sweet moment, but at the end of the night, my sister pulled me aside and asked if we would not wear our wedding rings to her ceremony. I was confused, so I asked why. She said it was taking the attention off her, and she was already bitter that I was hijacking her rehearsal dinner. More family might take notice if I wore my ring tomorrow and caused a similar incident. I refused. Like I mentioned before, the ceremony was beautiful, but she didn't speak to me for the rest of the weekend, and we ended up leaving the reception early. Am I the asshole? So, I'm intrigued to see what you guys think about this story. I initially kind of picked that because I thought the sister was going to be the bridezilla and, like, you know, asking her relatives to not wear their wedding ring for whatever reason, but actually I kind of can understand it a little bit. I don't know. I am torn on this one. I wouldn't give it I wouldn't say you're not the asshole, but I also wouldn't say you are the asshole. Do you know what I mean? I feel like he's not the asshole for not wanting to take off his wedding ring, because you shouldn't have to take off the wedding ring. I don't know, it's kind of like, what's the point? It's everyone already would know, because he sent an email beforehand letting everyone know they're married. But also, I feel like he is the asshole for coming out of the woodworks with that, with the whole marriage thing. I don't know, like, they are not married for that long, and they really haven't thought about telling anyone that they're married, and then a week before his sister's wedding, or 2 weeks, they sent a mass email. What? Like, I get the whole thing about not being communicative on over text. I actually am kind of the same. I have a really hard time keeping in touch with my friends who live somewhere else than me, and I have to message them and stuff. It's just like, I don't know, I cannot do it. I can never do it. So I kind of understand that. But if I get married, you know, I would actually let people know, and my family. And the other thing is, like, what I'm thinking he might be the asshole is that they've been married recently, but I think still long enough that they had months ahead of the wedding where they could have told them, because, you know, if there's like a rehearsal dinner, if there's a huge wedding with the family and stuff, I am sure the bride had this wedding planned out. Usually you do wedding invites months beforehand, so he knew this wedding was coming, and he could have sent that email like 2 months beforehand, 4 months beforehand, I don't know. Maybe if they want to keep it private, their little wedding, he didn't have to send it quite straight away, but, you know, in advance, like well in advance before that wedding would have been nice. I feel like it would also have been nice if they rocked up before the rehearsal dinner, because it sounded like they just rocked up at the rehearsal dinner and that was the first time they saw everyone again. Well, this is what it said. So, of course, everyone wanted to know what was going on, because they literally kept it secret and then just dropped the bomb. I feel like that is definitely, like, calculated, or very, I don't know, maybe not calculated, but at least very disrespectful to his sister. I feel like that's really weird, you know, like, you know, obviously, that if you send that random email 2 weeks in advance, and then you rock up to the rehearsal dinner, everyone's gonna be like, you got married, okay, why didn't you tell us, what is going on? So, I feel like, in that sense, he is definitely the asshole. Like, I mean, it's probably too late now anyway to take the rings off, like, that's a whole different story, because they already sent a mass email to everyone. So, as long as the people, like, didn't forget who they are, like, taking off the wedding rings will do absolutely nothing. But I actually feel like this is kind of the point where someone is actually trying to steal the thunder from the bride, because they, like, literally only rocked up, the longer I think about it, they literally only rocked up to the rehearsal dinner and sent an email before. I don't know, it's the same thing to me almost as those people who, like, either propose at someone else's wedding, or, like, say they're pregnant at, like, the wedding or something. It's giving the same vibe, just that he sent an email in advance. But see, I feel like that email was a bit pre-planned. Like, I don't know, it definitely, I don't know, it's not the vibes. I feel like they could have kept it quiet for another 2 weeks till the wedding was over, and then when his sister and her partner were all, on honeymoon, they could have dropped the bomb on the rest of the family. But it seems pre-planned to sister, though, is completely not at fault either. She must have been pretty hurt that her rehearsal dinner was all about you getting married. You should have thought that sending an email wouldn't stop a conversation about your surprise wedding right before your sister's. I understand you're a carefree guy, but maybe you could have found a better way or time to let everyone know about your new marriage. Edit. After reading your comments, you are the asshole. Married for 4 months and lets a few know just before the wedding of his sister and still doesn't seem a problem with his actions. Yeah. Okay, I didn't see any of the comments, but okay. Someone else said, "You are the asshole. You were married for 3 months and you choose to announce your marriage just 2 weeks before your sister's wedding. Then her rehearsal dinner became you and your spouse's debut, not only as a couple, but a married couple. I don't think people's lives should be on hold, but I do think that when it comes to milestones events like a wedding, the guests of honor should have the entire spotlight to themselves, and people shouldn't take away from that. You had to know that handling things this way was going to take attention away from your sister's big day." Yeah. I feel like, yeah. Like, honestly, like, no, you shouldn't be on hold. Like, you can get proposed to, I don't know, if your partner plans a proposal and you get proposed, like, a day before someone else's rehearsal dinner, and then some people ask you, you know, that's nice for you, obviously. Like, maybe your partner, you know, didn't fully know that rehearsal dinner was going on, but if you have the possibility and it's your sister and stuff, you know, like, take a little step back, you know. Even if then on that day people are coming to you and they're going on about, "Oh, you're like so nice, you're married," your mum is telling fun little stories about your engagement, or no, about your friendship. Like, that isn't the point of the day. The point of the day was that your mum is supposed to tell fun little stories about your sister and her husband. So I feel like the right thing to do would have at least been to interrupt your mum and been like, "Yeah, mum, like, that's nice, thank you, I'm excited, you're excited for us, but today's not my day." So maybe he's the asshole. I'm rethinking my not existent vote yet. And someone else said, "You're the asshole. No, normally asking someone not to wear their wedding ring would be a bad shit crazy request, but I can actually get where your sister's coming from. You seem remarkably self-centered and thoughtless of the impact of your actions and behavior on others. How can you not think that running off to Ireland, getting married to someone you haven't seen for 14 years, and then telling everyone 2 weeks beforehand, despite being married for 4 months, wouldn't steal their thunder? Of course, they're all going to be more interested in you because of what you did was insane, and so people will be wanting to talk about that. I think you know it would, and that's why you waited. The ring request wasn't really the big problem, but your overall behavior is." Yeah, actually, I feel like this was quite calculated in a way. Also, you know, writing into Reddit, asking if they answer for that, it's just like, I don't know. I'm checking if they commented a lot, so I don't want to read through all of this right now, but I think the overall vote is he's the asshole, and I can definitely see it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm intrigued to hear your take on this, okay? Alright. The next story is 5 months old and from Odd Conversation 5087. I'm unsure if I've read this yet. I feel like it's slightly familiar, but at the same time I don't think I've included it in one of my videos so far, but we'll see. It is called, "Am I the asshole for having a dry wedding and serving only water for drinks? Throwaway only because I don't want this on my main." Okay, so basically my husband and I are getting married later this year. Each of our sides of the family are fairly big. It will be around 100 to 150 people in total. My husband and I are paying for all this ourselves, as well as my grandma, who said she doesn't care one way or the other on this issue. She just loves weddings. We have a lot of kids in our family, so we decided against making it child-free, but we did decide to make it dry. So there will be no alcohol of any kind at our wedding. Honestly, this doesn't have anything to do with there being kids there, but due to the fact that my fiance and I don't drink. Nothing against people who do. It's just not for us, and we don't want to. On top of that, we only really drink water. We rarely, if ever, drink soda, so most of the time it's only water with the occasional juice or milk. We don't even drink coffee. So obviously the food, which is a part my grandma's not paying for, is going to be expensive for that many people. We're having our wedding catered, so everyone will have a good choice of food to choose from, but to drink only water will be provided. We don't want to have to pay for alcohol or soda. It is just a large added expense when we can just do filtered water for a much cheaper cost. When family and friends found out, got angry. They got angry. Some didn't really care, but some are really upset about it, saying that I can just have an open bar, so I don't have to pay for drinks. We could, but we still have to pay for the bartender, and we just really don't want to bother with alcohol there. Or should we at least have soda, because how can we expect everyone to only drink water? The kids will be upset, the wedding will be boring, that this is not how wedding works, etc. So, am I the asshole? I didn't think this would be a problem. It's only water. I mean, don't most people drink water every day anyway? Should we pay the extra to have soda to make the family happy? So guys, I don't know. I at first thought I kind of skipped over the only water thing in the title, and I was kind of like, no, like not serving any alcohol on your wedding isn't that bad. And to be fair, I think you're fully entitled to have a dry wedding, whatever reason you have for that. Like, you do not need to explain yourself for that. I really think I understand, and I know it is a huge drinking culture, especially like in Western countries. I cannot so much speak for other countries because I have never experienced that, but it's such a standard thing to have alcohol at your wedding. Like, as I said again, Western cultures have such a big drinking culture. It's always like your first instinct is to say, oh, like, it will be boring if there's no alcohol, but like, really, like, will it be? I don't think it will. Like, I can have fun without alcohol. There's so many people who don't drink, and there can be so many reasons. I don't think it's good to have excessive drinking in front of children if they have a lot there. I completely understand if you want your wedding to be a drama and puke and drunk people free. Like, please do that. I don't mind. Like, I could not think of anything worse on my wedding day than Uncle Gary in the corner puking his little soul out while his kid is running around wild because no one's parenting him. So I completely understand that, especially if both of them don't drink for whatever reason they have. They really shouldn't have to explain themselves for that. And I think that no one, like, hot take, but I feel like no one should be that stern about having alcohol at a wedding they are not paying for. Like, they're only attending. Like, sir, ma'am, you have an alcohol problem if with the only water thing, I'm a bit more intrigued about that. I understand the alcohol thing, because again, hot take, but you can consider alcohol, to be a drug, and there's so many reasons for not drinking alcohol, and not drinking alcohol is better and more responsible choice than drinking alcohol. So I completely understand that. But the only water thing, again, okay, I get it, soda also has sugar and it's not technically very good for your body. But she especially said like filtered water. I mean, we here drink sparkling water out of bottles, but never mind. I'd be like in Germany, okay, if you get bottled water, basically in any like instance at a restaurant or something, you get bottled water. You do not get tap water, and there's sparkling and normal water. It's like distilled water. So if I would rock up at a wedding and they would just carry out big cans of like water out of the sink, or the tub, whatever, I'd be like, what is going on here? Like in Germany, with our like water drinking culture, that really be super uncalled for. And I don't know, it's kind of like the way she's just like filtered water. It just makes me think of her like chucking a little Brita on every table and being like, here, like fill it up in the toilet if you run out. You know what I mean? Like, I get weddings are super expensive, and that is a way to cut back on your money, but also when you like at least like have like nice little bottles. And I feel like the soda and stuff, it's just kind of like, as bad as it sounds, there are maybe some people who don't just drink water, and providing a little nice drink to your meal is something really nice and, fun. You can make a little mocktails. You could, if you want actual alcohol free, because you care about being alcohol free, obviously, but to me it kind of sounds more like it's a way to cut a cost, which also, like, I'm fully torn on this story if you can't tell, but it's just like, I feel like the drinking, the hydration part is the last thing you should kind of chip out on, but at the same time, I understand that, like, you want to cut costs somewhere, maybe they don't have that much money, I don't know. Let's read some comments, maybe I can change my opinion here, because I'm, like, really torn, but I don't think that an asshole for wanting to do a dry wedding, okay? Top comment is, I know that technically you could be in the right, but here's the thing about weddings. The marriage ceremony is for you and your fiancé. The wedding is for everyone you invited. It's an event you're hosting, and not providing any drinks other than water makes you a bad hostess. I've been to dry weddings. There was a couple that put real thought and effort into deciding mocktails themed around their relationship. Mocktails, I said that. It was delightful, and everyone connected to the couple through it. Another couple had a sparkling cider tower in place of champagne, and everyone cheered with cider and flutes. When you're hosting an event, your job as hostess is to take care of your guests. Just because it follows a marriage ceremony doesn't make you any less of a host of an event, and that means providing more than one drink option, especially non-alcoholic, especially to an event your guests are incurring expenses to attend and bring gifts to. You are also, honestly, I fully support a dry wedding, but only water as a beverage is being a cheap host. Yeah, maybe, and, maybe you don't have to do, like, fancy little mocktails, but, how much is actually going to be added to your bill if you get a couple cans of Coke, I don't know. It does feel cheaping out a little. Someone said, as someone who only drinks water and occasionally tea, you are the asshole. Not about making the wedding dry, that is perfectly fine. But damn, give people some options to drink. Some carbonated water, if anything. Yes. Fellow UPT, maybe. I don't know. But it just like, I would actually be like, this is water. Like, I wouldn't be reacting like that if someone would be like, we're doing a dry wedding. But if someone would be like, yeah, but we're only serving still filtered water with dinner, you'd be like, what? Okay, I'll just like eat at home then. I don't know, like your wedding party is supposed to feel special for everyone, and fully understand the no alcohol. I feel like that's not a topic anymore. But giving people some variety, some nice little drinks, at least the bare necessities, a Coke, a Sprite, a Fanta, I don't know, the big three. It's not gonna hurt your wallet that much, you know. Like, I know that doesn't look that good, but then do a little shopping trip, get some big bottles, you know, chuck them in the corner, do a little drink buffet. I don't know, but you know, or chuck a few bottles of cordial somewhere in the corner and have your filtered water, but then people can get cordial or juices with it. I don't know. Someone said, I wouldn't necessarily say you're the asshole, but your wedding sounds boring and I wouldn't want to go. Well, I don't think it sounds particularly boring, but it just feels like she's just like, yeah, they can drink water, it's fine. Like, I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to pay for accommodating you. But she also sounds like the person, or they, I don't know actually. I don't think gender was mentioned anyway. But they don't, like, they also sound like someone who would then be posting like they only brought like a €20 gift to my wedding. I don't know. Because I didn't consider that, but someone else said it in a previous comment I read, where the rule of thumb is that you cover your plate with your gift. So, you know, there's kind of drink, I feel like, included. So I would be at least confused. Not saying that would ruin a wedding. You know, I think you could still have a nice wedding with only drinking water. It just feels a slight bit inconsiderate, and maybe you just don't want to have the conversation about that on your wedding day, you know. Maybe just cut it, you know. Give the people some Coke if they want. I'll read one more comment. They said, you're the asshole, not due to the no alcohol rule. I like drinking, but I can very much have a nice evening without it, and whoever doesn't should check if they have an alcohol problem. Yeah. I think you're the asshole because only water, no soda, no juice, no coffee is totally bland and boring. Why do you even invite people? Why marry with so many guests at all? Just let it be the two of you and drink your boring water. And yes, I think of myself as a hydro homie, but also as someone who loves having guests and spoiling them. To be fair, if the reception was too long and like the wedding was too long and I would have no coffee, I would be going to bed at like 9 PM. So, I don't know. Oh, okay, someone said, sounds pretty brutal. How would they wash down their saltine and lettuce entrance? Entrees, I mean. Yeah. It gives that vibes. It gives crackers with cheese as the main course vibes. So, I don't know. To say the overall vote on this thread is asshole. So, a lot of people were of a similar opinion here. I think having a bit more than just water at a wedding party is kind of like etiquette. Let's put it like that. It's kind of etiquette, okay? Continuing on, the next story is been posted 13 days ago from normal section 2924, and it is called Am I the asshole for telling my female 24 maid of honor female 23 that I hated my bachelorette party and I'm having another one without her? It's a deal. Okay. I, 24 female, am getting married next week, and my sister, female 23, is my maid of honor. This weekend we had my bachelorette party, and we originally agreed that all bridesmaids, my best friend, female 25, with a fully booked plan before the others could even start discussing ideas. The whole party was supposed to be a surprise, but I expected that we'd be doing something that I know I'd enjoy. Unfortunately, my sister pulled to some sort of spa and planned to get nails done and some face masks and stuff like that. Afterwards, we had a private photo shoot with lots of dresses for me. I mean, they were gorgeous, but not something I felt comfortable in. Did it with a dinner at a fancy restaurant where she pre-ordered dishes that had meat in it. I am mostly vegan and she knows that. Oh god. All of those were cool ideas, and I'm sure many brides would enjoy a bachelorette like that. Hell, I'd plan one exactly like that for my sister or my best friend, but it is just not me. I told her that I hated it, but I appreciate that she clearly put a lot of effort and money into the day. The others knew I wouldn't like it, so they planned another party yesterday, and that one couldn't have been better. We had a medieval dinner at a castle, and they booked a cinema where we played video games and drank cocktails the whole day. But we excluded my sister, and now she's really mad. In fact, my whole family is mad at me for having a second one and not being grateful for the one my sister planned for me. I can understand she's hurt, and I feel horrible, so I consider repaying her the money she spent, but I'm not apologizing for my interests. Shouldn't it be a bachelorette party be for the bride? And I was just honest when she asked me if I liked it, even though I do feel like I'm being an ungrateful asshole because she clearly put lots of effort into planning the day. So, any thoughts? And I just kind of feel like the sister planned a bachelorette party that she would have liked and not one that her sister would have liked. I don't know. Like, but the whole vegan thing threw me off so much that she ordered meat for her vegan sister. What? I really feel like the sister just wanted to have a great day and didn't care about anyone else involved. It is so weird to me, like, why did she not plan something her sister would actually enjoy? It's like, okay, I'm just kind of like, the meat thing, that's what really throws me. Okay, everything else I can kind of see you putting effort into something, and you would originally always think of something you enjoy and then try and plan that for someone else, you know, like, you always go for those things you like enjoy yourself, especially, you know, especially for similar interests, obviously, but if you have very different interests, you do need to kind of rethink if you're doing this like you want it, or if the other person receiving it is actually enjoying this. So, I feel like, not the asshole. I feel like it's totally fair for her to have gone to a different little engagement party. I'm just really wondering if the sister was planning that, like, maliciously. I don't know, it's really weird. I have no idea, but I don't think that the asshole. It's just like, it's a bit icky. Like, what? I would like never have the idea to do that to one of my friends if I like obviously know that is just definitely not their style, and that they don't even meet. I think that really that threw me for a loop. I don't know what what. Go to a nice vegan restaurant. This is not your bachelorette. What? I'll read you some comments because I have a very no. Top comment is quoting it's the original text saying, I'd plan one exactly like that for my sister, and then the person says, so your sister planned exactly the bachelorette that your sister would want, not what you would want, not the asshole. Also, in my opinion, you need to fire her as maid of honor and probably as bridesmaid, because I bet a pretty penny after feeling snubbed by the bachelorette situation, she will cause drama if she's allowed to make a speech. You also will need to tell the DJ to cut the mics off if she ever gets her hands on it. Yeah. herself and not for you. She planned it without asking you what you want. Glad the one your friends organised was better. Sadly, I think your sister's going to be sore about this for quite a while. I'd be actually sad. She technically does know what my preferences are and what I eat. We'd enough fights about that growing up, but she never really understood my interests, so I guess she didn't really think about it. Yeah, no, you might be correct. I don't think she thought about that. Down. Someone said, everyone sucks here. Sis sucks for planning her ideal day, rather than yours, especially the disrespectful lack of vegan food at dinner. Your friends suck for organising a second bachelorette party and excluding her. It could have so easily have been just a friend's party, unrelated to the wedding or branded as further festivities, including the maid of honour. But no, they had to call it a bachelorette party and exclude one of the group. And you suck for not gracefully accepting the day planned by your sister and going along with the alternative bachelorette, excluding mother of honour scheme. I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe her saying that she hated the Bachelorette is a bit far, because they did try to do nice things for her, but also, like, I feel like she has reason to. I would probably hate it as well, so Bachelorette, like, not gonna lie, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, help me on this. I have no idea where I stand on this, so I would say not the asshole, but maybe the whole excluding and saying she hated it and stuff was a bit rough. It could have been communicated a little nicer and without trying to hurt someone's feelings. But also the sister, like, that's actually uncalled for. I have no idea. Yeah, it feels like there's some underlying sister feud going on for maybe, possibly, quite a while. But yeah, leave it at that. Let me know what you think, because I am genuinely interested. I have no idea. These stories today, they're killing me. Okay, the next story was posted 2 weeks ago by Cookie Cranberry 6583, and it's got a lot of upvotes, so we'll see. It's quite a short one, but title first. Am I the asshole for fainting at my aunt's wedding and ruining it? I, 21 female, attended my aunt's wedding a few weeks ago. I was not part of the wedding, just a guest, which I was fine with. Before the wedding, everyone was advised to drink lots of water and eat beforehand, because it was going to be extremely hot that day. The wedding started at 5 p.m. and I had absolutely nothing to eat or to drink up until then, except maybe a granola bar, because I was extremely busy that day. So when it was time for the wedding, I was already tired and hungry. About 30 minutes into the wedding, which was at a church by the way, I was feeling uneasy and lightheaded, so I excused myself to go to the washroom. As I was walking, I got that feeling like I was about to collapse. The next thing I can remember was coming to and see lots of people surrounding me, including the bride and the groom. Apparently, when I fainted, I fell onto the photographer who was crouched down near me. Not only that, but he dropped the camera lens down and it broke. To be honest, I don't even remember seeing the photographer, but maybe I've been too dizzy or something to have seen him. The wedding was a bit of a cheap one, so the photographer was a family friend of the groom who had only one camera with him. The bride was just in tears that she won't have any good pictures from her wedding. The photographer insisted that he could drive home and grab a different one, but it would take too long. The bride was indeed mad at me, but I felt like it was a bit harsh, as it was extremely embarrassing for me already. Fainting never even crossed my mind as something that would have happened at all. They did get pictures, but they were on cell phones. Am I the asshole? Yes. Whoa, okay. To be fair, so the overall vote on this thread is asshole, and I saw that obviously before reading it, but I didn't expect it to be house out, and I found the photographer who was like literally in my path, and then I smashed his camera up, but I didn't even say sorry, and I didn't offer any solution to this or whatsoever. I feel like the entitlement is screaming through the screen at me. Like, this girl is only 21, which is quite young. I'm saying this is a 23-year-old. Well, but I feel like, you know, like, okay, first of all, they've got warned about this. It was a hot day, you know, like, drink water, eat something, and it's just like, oh yeah, I was like busy and like didn't have time. Like, please have time for this. I don't know. Go through the McDonald's drive-through on your way, you know. I don't know. Again, I feel like weddings are communicated usually so much early on. I'm sure you had time on, like, maybe you shouldn't have packed your day so tightly on the day then that you didn't even have time to eat. What? I don't know, like, and she falls on the photographer. That's just wild. And I feel like the comment with the wedding was like a cheaper one, so it's kind of, she's like talking down on it. I feel like she didn't want to be there, she didn't care, she couldn't have cared less that she smashed that camera. And to be honest, like, a wedding, you have a wedding once in your lifetime, hopefully, you know, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, but it's not a reoccurring event that you can just get more pictures of, you know. Like, you can definitely not get pictures of that specific wedding anymore, and she just, like, doesn't even seem to care. It's kind of like, okay, I feel like, I mean, we don't know what actually happened, but it kind of sounds like she didn't excuse herself. She found it ridiculous that the bride was upset about not having pictures. Kind of like, it's really, really entitled. Like, what? Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know what alternative options she could have given them to destroying the camera, but damn, I mean, you know, obviously, start off, like, she didn't mean to faint, but it was kind of her fault for not eating and drinking, even though she has been warned about this, and obviously not for fainting on the photographer specifically, but like, the reactions, it really icky. I don't know. Top comment is, I mean, kinda, you're the asshole, I'm sorry. Obviously you didn't mean to faint, but that wasn't in your control. But by your own admission, you didn't drink or eat all day, even though you knew it was going to be very hot, and you'd have been advised to take precautions. And you don't seem to feel particularly bad about breaking the photographer's camera lens when you fell, because it was a cheaper wedding. It's very soft, you're the asshole, since none of this was intentional, but it sounds like you were negligent and then not particularly concerned about the consequences for other people. Edit, well, thanks to the upwards. Also, from a serial fainter, a PSA, if you feel like you're getting dizzy, lightheaded, do not do what OP did and get up and try to walk. Stay seated, lay down if you can, ask someone to bring you water. Not good advice, but I feel like it was not just a small you're the asshole. I feel like it's a huge you're the asshole, and like taking this to Reddit and being like, am I the asshole? For like, for that, like, I feel like you should be very aware that you were the asshole. Like, what? I don't know. Obviously, she didn't mean to faint, but she did everything she could to faint. And if you're 21, you should be at least of the age to be aware that you shouldn't do stuff like that. Like, what? I don't know. I feel like she had no regard for her aunt's and uncle's wedding. I feel like she didn't want to be there. It was probably a family thing she had to go to. She couldn't have cared less. She thought it was ridiculous that the wife was upset, that are the asshole. Yeah. I agree. Someone said, you are the asshole. You were warned that you should eat and drink before the wedding. Why? Because things like fainting and heat exhaustion are real. You ignored the advice. You fainted as a result. You could have chosen to pass if you hadn't fallen under photographer, but you did. Because of your choices, the bride does not have the wedding photographs she wanted. She has every right to be really angry at you, as your actions led to that consequence. It doesn't matter that you didn't intend for it to happen. What matters is that you ignored the advice and the bride suffered as a result. Yeah, I also feel like correct me if I'm wrong, I'm trying to find it again. That the bride was mad at her, but she felt like it was a bit harsh, as it was extremely embarrassing for her. So I feel like there weren't even real consequences for her. Like, she didn't write in and be like, yeah, like, the photographer wanted like 4,000 euros for me for the lens, but it's not my fault, you know. Like, none of that happened. The bride was mad at her and she thought that was ridiculous. Like, you did ruin their wedding. Like, sorry, I feel like we kind of expected. I don't know, like, she didn't actually face any consequences, except that someone was mad for her for being very negligent at someone else's wedding, and in that ruining someone else's wedding, or at least maybe not ruining it, but like them not getting photos. It sounds very spoiled. Jesus, very spoiled. Someone said, you were the asshole, not for the fainting, that cannot be controlled, but for not drinking and eating despite being advised to, that can be controlled. You're not a little kid. I don't care how busy you were, unless you were running from an erupting volcano. You should have stopped to eat and drink, especially on a hot day. This time you ruined a wedding. Next time you might endanger yours and someone else's life, depending on the place. Suddenly losing consciousness is not a joke. Apologize and don't do that again. Yeah. You're the asshole. As an adult, you should have known better not to hydrate, and you were warned, but choose to ignore it. No one is there. No one is too busy to drink water. For fuck's sake. Take some responsibility for your health. Yeah, you know, you can sip some water while you're driving, you can sip some water while you're getting ready. It does sound like it sounds so delusional, it's funny. Okay, but let's continue. I don't want to get stuck on this story. Friends, so little switch up. I have 4 stories left, but this is already pretty long and I can feel my throat getting really scratchy and hurt. So I'm gonna implement a little idea I've had for an upcoming video, and you can also tell me if you enjoy that and would like to see a full-length one on that. But I sometimes feel like I ramble a lot in these stories and we don't get through a lot of stories, so I wanted to do a like quick fire video in the future where, not as my regular content, but to like switch up, where I'll just read the story and then like in 1 or 2 sentences, maybe just at the boat, say what I think about the story and then continue on to the next story. So really like rapid fire stories, like just are they the asshole or not, little explanation, I don't know, maybe top comment. So I think we're going to try this with the next 4 stories because I really want you to hear them. So let's do it, okay? These are going to be a bit quicker than usual. Let me know what you think about it and let me know if you want to see a full video like that. But okay, the first story is called Am I the Asshole for Ditching My Assigned Bridesmaid at a Wedding for one that is younger and a different race as me. I ended up leaving the wedding early. One of my good friends from college was getting married, call him Tom, to his wife, call her Liz, and asked me to be one of his groomsmen. I was honoured. I haven't seen him in a while because I live across the country. When I arrived to the city, I was assigned a bridesmaid, call her Kelly. Now, Kelly is a lovely woman, however, I think we were only assigned to each other because we are both black. Liz starts telling me that we are both single and perfect for each other, but there was nothing to indicate that at all, besides us both being black. I should as well that Liz had a lot more bridesmaids than Tom had as groomsmen. The first night the entire wedding party went out, and it became clear that Kelly wanted to hook up. I was not into her at all, so I kindly turned her down. She then starts interrogating me as to why. I try to give a generic answer, but she starts listing off all the reasons why we're so perfect together. I end up saying that I don't do the whole short-term type thing, and as we both live in completely different states, there's no future there. She ends up cooling off, but then tells me that she respects me more for that, and that I'm a stand-up guy, and the type of guy she's looking for. During the rest of the time we are there, one of the other unmatched bridesmaids, call her Jen, starts messaging me privately, and we hit it off. The next day, wedding ceremony goes well. We have the reception, and me and Kelly do our entrance together, and then dance together for a bit. After a bit, I go to the bar, and Jen and I start to dance. At this point, Kelly is giving me dirty looks. I just ignore it and continue to have a good time. All is going well until when I'm at the bar, Kelly and Liz confront me and start saying that me dancing with Jen is inappropriate. They start saying she's too young for me, that it looks creepy. I am 32 and she's 24, about to turn 25. I am like, oh, it's okay, me and Jen are just friends. Liz, at this point, is angry with me and starts saying that Jen is in college. She's doing a master's, and that this is her wedding and she doesn't want to see that. Then Kelly starts saying that I must have a fetish for white women. At this point, I realize that there's no logical argument I can make. I tell Liz and Kelly that I really enjoyed the wedding, but I need to go to bed early for my flight the next day. I leave and go up to my hotel. 15 minutes later, Jen leaves early. 5 minutes after Jen came up, we both get kicked out of the wedding party chat. I later found out from Tom that Kelly was crying her eyes out, and that it messed up the night for Liz as well. He told me that he isn't mad at me because he told Liz from the start that Kelly isn't going to be my type. But instead, Liz really wanted to set Kelly up. At this point, I feel terrible that I made it so Liz was not able to enjoy a special night. As for Kelly, I would just wish she got no means no. What? Not the asshole. Kinda sounds like he was only there for the purpose of being set up with one of the bridesmaids. Not gonna lie. I'll read you the top comment. Not the asshole, this is some next level psycho shit. Let's put the black people together. A woman in her mid-20s is too young for a man in his early 30s. You must have a white girl fetish. These people need mental help. Respect you for just walking away. I'd have been calling out everyone on their bullshit. Yeah. Not the asshole. Let's continue. The next story is called Am I the Asshole for Firing My Brother After He Proposed at My Wedding? So, a bit of background. I own a plumbing company and hired my brother 3 years ago. He was jobless after the pandemic, and I offered him to come work for me. He was 22 at the time and is now looking to become a master plumber and starting his own business. At my wedding, in which he was the best man, he decided that during his speech he would give us all a big surprise, and decided to propose to his longtime girlfriend. Me and my wife were appalled. We both feel like he stole the shine from our day. Everyone else in our families was so excited and kept taking pictures with her, looking at the ring, etc. I decided to fire him the very next day. He still doesn't understand why. He claims I'm being selfish and irrational, and our parents agree. They're saying that a business should be separate from our personal lives, but I just can't overlook what he did and how he ruined our day. Am I overthinking this? Edit, I should have mentioned this, but he will get severance. He's still my brother, and I would not let him lose his home over this, but as a small business, I can't imagine seeing him every day at work. Not now, at least. The overall vote was not the asshole, by the way, also in the last post. I feel like that was obvious. And I'd say everyone sucks here. I shouldn't have proposed. That's rude, that's ridiculous, that's annoying. Don't do that at someone else's wedding. Like, it's also so unromantic. Like, just please don't do that. Like, what? No. But also, firing someone from a job just because you can, just because it's like your revenge for them doing something you don't like. I don't know, it's kind of abusing your position of power. It's also like not really, it's like illegal with like work rights. I don't know, you know, like you should definitely like, I don't know, it was fucked up what your brother did, but you know, you can kind of like make him see that this is annoying and not take away his means of life. Because what if he doesn't find a job in the next 3 months? I don't know. I feel like everyone sucks here. Just saying. Top comment is, not the asshole. This case can't separate family and business because he only offered the job because he was family. I would tell him that he can have the job back after he pays for half of the reception, since he turned it into a combination wedding reception and engagement party. Okay, that would be fair. That would be fair, you know. I feel like the job thing, it's a bit too much for me and could have been resolved maybe a little differently if you get the drift, okay? But quick fire. Let's do the next story. The next story is called Am I the Asshole for Not Wanting My Polycule Parents at My Wedding? I do not know what polycule means, so let's look it up real quick. Oh, okay, so it's the same as polyamorous. It means a polycule is a connected network of people in non-monogamous relationships. Okay. Now we know. Alright. My parents are in a polycule relationship with a man. I've always been mildly uncomfortable with it, just due to a variety of features about the whole thing. For starters, the man is as young as I am, and he basically now lives in my former room growing up. I have no problem with polyamorous, and you know, that's fucked up. I don't say anything about it, as it is their life and they can live as they like, but I'll be completely honest here, all of it sort of discomforts me. Nevertheless, I have my own life and still love them. I try not to think of that in any capacity. They're happy and that is good for them. With that background out of the way, I'm getting married soon and I wanted my parents to be there, of course. They were happy for me and it was great. Then my SO and I, significant other, and I got to arranging everyone for the wedding, and we eventually began arranging the seating. I wanted to run my seating plan by my parents, as they know some people better, so I emailed it to them and asked them to look it over. They looked it over and then they called me that I had missed a seat for Dave, fake name for the significant other. I told them I didn't think Dave would be coming. They said they would all be coming, and I said I'm not sure if it's a great idea. I tried to tiptoe gently, tell them not to bring Dave, but they were insistent, so I was frank with them. I told them I was uncomfortable with Dave coming, and I wanted to share my special day with them, not with Dave. I tried to explain why I didn't think it was appropriate. At this point, things took a turn for the worse. We had a back and forth, which basically developed into a fight. Eventually, they said they'd much rather not come if they couldn't come as a couple. I, in a moment of anger, said, "Great, then don't come," in a passive-aggressive tone. I haven't talked to my parents since then. In a way, I feel like they've changed so much from when I was young. I still love them and I still want them to come, but all of this is just not how I imagined my wedding going. It's their life to live, but this is my wedding. It's supposed to be about me and my significant other, surrounded by people we cherish. Dave and I have no relationship. He is a stranger to me, and respectfully, I'm genuinely completely fine with that. I want them to come, but if they want to bring Dave, I'd much rather they just not. I love them, but I don't want Dave asshole. Added, we're not doing a +1 system. The wedding is only people we love and cherish and their families that we love and cherish. It's a 53-person wedding, so it isn't huge. People have also asked me for my gender and age. So I'm 25, 6 male, and my fiance is 28 male, Dave is 27 male, and my mom is female 54, and my dad is male 55. Guys, I feel like I have a bit more to say than this. What the fuck? Okay, so again, I have nothing against polyamorous relationships and love. I am not entirely sure, like, with that, because it says polycule. Maybe someone who has more expertise on this topic could lay this out for me. It's because I'm confused that it doesn't say polyamorous, okay? Like, does it mean that it's like, you know, hooking up all three of them, or does it mean they're like in love with each other? Like, is it different? Is it the same as polyamorous? Because obviously then, you know, both of them are in love with Dave, in a relationship with Dave, and I feel like that is respectable as a relationship. While at the same time, it is super weird to me that he's the same age as his son and lives in the same room. I don't know. I need a psychologist to tune into this. Like, is that weird? It sounds really weird, and it sounds really like Freud would love this, you know. I don't know. I don't want to judge, you know, but like I feel like that is a bit weird. Yeah, I don't know. I know, because it's the same dynamic as they have with their son, you know. Like, obviously not sexual, but like they have love for him, yeah. I don't know. They sleeps in their kid room, like yeah. I don't know. That's the part that icks me a little bit, but you know, maybe I'm just like sensitive. Yeah, I don't know. I know, but what I will say, I feel like who you want to have at your wedding is completely and utterly your decision, and if you don't want to have a partner of a friend of a relative of your parents coming to your wedding because you have no relationship with them, and don't like them, don't really have anything to do with them, that is perfectly fine. Like, I don't know, it's just like, I feel like it's fine if that's the case. If like the case is like, you know, okay, maybe I don't know, I was just thinking, but what if, you know, I would feel like there was like racism included or something, that like someone would uninvite spouses because they're racist people or something, because then I would feel different about this. So I'm kind of like, so I feel like in this case, maybe it's specific to this case, I feel like he doesn't have a relationship with Dave. Apparently he doesn't even know Dave, really, and they're having a super small wedding. He's still inviting his parents. I feel like that is, you know, acceptable. And if you would have other people, if you would allow other people to bring +1s, then I feel like this would be unfair. But I can get it if it's a small, intimate wedding like this. I would actually personally not even invite my dad to my wedding, because I have no contact, and even if I would not invite his new wife or my half-sibling. I would not do that. None of them. No, none of you are allowed to the wedding. Anyway, the overall vote on this was not the asshole, and I think I agree. You let me know. What do you think of this, please? Because I'm intrigued. I will read you a comment though, or maybe 2-3. I feel like this is more of an interesting story that needs a little more talking about. the asshole. Your parents definitely are tough. If this is the high hill they want to die on, then let them. It's your wedding. They should respect your boundaries. Let them know again they're welcome to come, but just mom and dad and not the weird stranger that they fuck. Yeah. Someone said under that comment, I'm finding some of these comments unbelievable. If OP finds his parents' relationship with this young man distasteful, then so be it. That's his choice. It is also his choice not to want the three of them together at his wedding. If his parents had any thought or respect for their child, they'd realise he's uncomfortable with it and agree not to bring Dave to the wedding. To alienate their child by making their poly relationship a hill to die on for this event is crazy. Yeah, I kind of feel like, I feel like all relationships should be accepted, and it also sounds to me as he has kind of thought this through, and he's not against the relationship. He's just a bit confused and weirded out by it, and maybe he doesn't particularly understand it. I feel like polyamory is, for example, also a topic I am not really familiar with. I can't I don't know. I don't have any personal experience with it. I don't know anyone who is who has that. I feel like it is also something that needs to be maybe a bit more explained. I don't know, but I feel like he himself, as a homosexual man, I think he is marrying another man, or whatever. I don't want to assume, but as someone who's marrying a man and probably spaced as well, the normal how do you say it, has probably before faced also the problems of having unconventional loves. It's not unconventional. I just don't know how else to describe this. I need a dictionary. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I feel like he is open to their parents' relationship, but just has no relation or anything to this man living in his house, in his old bedroom, being the same age as him. That to me, that is really weird. Imagine, I want to take the acceptance for all love part out of here, because imagine his dad and his mom split up, and his dad now is with, his mom, I don't care, is with Dave, who's 27, and they have him live in their son's bedroom, as that would be so weird. I don't think that is the point that really throws me off personally. That I find really weird. Do you not have a guest room? Do you not all sleep in the same bed? What's going on? Are you having sexual fun in your son's child bedroom with someone that is the same age as your son? I feel like it was mentioned. It wasn't mentioned, but in my head they look also really similar. It would not surprise me. It gives that vibe, I don't know. It's a bit icky. I feel I don't know. That's kind of what throws me off. But I might be wrong, and this is extremely normal. And it's not like that at all. But just from the information I have out of this text, that is kind of the kicker for me. Though I'm yeah, I don't know. Oh, actually, someone said this in a comment. Not the asshole. It's pretty despicable if your parents behave this way, and honestly, I would be extremely uncomfortable that they are sleeping with someone my age who's living in my childhood room. That's a lot full of creepy I'd never get over. Yeah. A lot of people are actually saying that now that I'm looking through the comments. That is interesting. Not the asshole. The fact that you don't want to invite someone to your wedding is your prerogative. I will also add that your parents being in a relationship with someone your age is 100% creepy. Poly is one thing, but this are was personal and that I should respect his space. During this time, my best friend Stacy and her fiance Tom were my rocks, letting me crash at their place and just being overwhelmingly supportive and loving. When Stacy asked me to be her maid of honor, I thought it was a no-brainer and happily took the task. Fast forward to what happened this weekend. The morning of the wedding, Tom asked me to meet him for breakfast super early in the AM, before all of the festivities. I thought it was weird, but assumed he maybe wanted me to pass something on to Stacy. What happened instead was that Tom let me know a few days prior, Stacy admitted to him that she had an affair with John, which was what led to my breakup. He said Stacy wanted to come clean to start their marriage fresh, and that he was forgiving her to move on forward. He had gone back and forth between telling me and finally decided to spill the beans. I guess he had expected me to forgive Stacy too, because the affair was so long ago. The opposite pretty much happened, and I just walked out of the wedding. It ended up causing a huge mess because I was basically running the whole show. Stacy made me do everything, so she didn't even know what was happening at certain times or who to call. Not only that, but everyone realized that the maid of honor wasn't there. She had headshots and bios of the party on her wedding page, and news of the affair eventually got out because her cousin knew John. Stacy and Tom have both been slandering me online now, saying that I ruined their life once in a lifetime moment. Some of their friends are on their side, saying that I should have handled the situation more privately and at least stuck out the wedding since it was so last minute. I personally don't know what Tom expected, but either way, I've been getting bombarded with texts, and I heard that Stacy has been so upset she's had to take time off work, which doesn't make me feel like an asshole, especially since I've just been ignoring her calls. Am I the asshole? So the overall vote is not the asshole, and I think I'd have to agree. Because imagine you go through such a terrible breakup of someone you thought you would marry, and you have those people who are your rock, who everything you rely on, like who you cry your soul out to, and then later on you find out that like one of them was the reason. Oh no, honey, like no, that would not be me. I would not be calm. I would also exert myself out of their relationship. To be fair, it's not her problem. They were so heavily relying on what she was doing. Like, how do you not know what's happening on your wedding? I don't know. It already feels like they were giving her, they were using a lot of her time for their benefit. I don't know. So she just left. Didn't cause drama. Like, wasn't mean. I feel like that's totally agreeable upon. So I don't know. Also, like John, or whatever the name was of the guy who told her, if you would have not wanted this to happen, maybe you could have told her after the wedding. Like, that would be also pretty assholey, but like be surprised, like what? Like, if you are so mad and up in arms about her walking out of the wedding party, maybe you should have realised how essential she was for your wedding. Been a bit selfish and told her after the wedding, and now you're slandering her for that. Like, I don't know, that doesn't sit right with me either. So my vote would be not the asshole. I read the chat comment. They said, not the asshole on this one. Was walking out of the wedding the day of your nice. Was walking out of the wedding the nice thing to do? Not particularly, but what on earth did they expect would happen by telling you? And on the wedding day, they knew they were playing with fire. They chose to tell you this. They chose when to tell you this information. Simply walking out because, wow, Nelly, I bet there were tons of conflicting emotions. Was pretty adult. You didn't cause a huge scene. You simply extracted yourself from the situation. Not the asshole. Someone said, so wait, your best friend has an affair with your then fiance. He breaks up with you over it, cancelling you happily ever after. She asks you to be her maid of honor, but everyone is upset with you because you find out out she slept with your fiance and you can't suck it up for a few hours to make her day great, to start her happily ever after. Not the asshole. Yeah. I feel like that's all that has to be said. I don't know. That's it. Not the asshole. Anyway, you guys, I know this was probably a bit of a longer one. I've been filming for an hour and a half now. Let's see how much comes out after I edit out every time my voice cracks. But thank you for hanging out with me today. Again, let me know what you think about the new changes, you know, what we discussed earlier. Thank you for being here. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. I'd be so excited